again, it's April here and welcome back to another video. Like I mentioned in my last one, I'm just going to be doing a video every 2 weeks for the next few months. So 1 week there'll be a video and 1 week there'll be a live stream. They should both be on a Thursday, but today is Thursday and I'm just starting this video, so this might not be out till tomorrow. Apologies, I've been very busy at work and just with life and stuff. So I got some new art supplies the other day and I put on Instagram, should I do an art haul video? And lots of people said yes, because I was planning on doing a filming setup, but that's a lot of work, guys, to research it and remember all the names and how they work and when I got them and how to use them and all the b-roll. But there is a video I have right at the top of my list, so hopefully it'll be out next month sometime. So let's see what art supplies I got. I'm very excited to try them. So I literally got the box yesterday, I tore it open and I put them on the desk here. We're going to go through them all. I just wanted to just show you like just how messy my desk is right now. My Oculus here. This is meant to be for Etsy packing, and a little sneak peek of Burbfest that's going to be coming up soon. The first thing I got is actually for my desk, because you can see when the sun comes in it's very bright on the desk. Also at night time, when I have these lights on, it casts a horrible glow on the desk. It's like a hot spot. So basically just going to try and cover up this glossy wooden bit. How am I going to do that? Well, I got these, basically they're like packing boards for like packing prints up and stuff. They're huge boards. I got a couple of those, so I'm just going to pop them on the desk like so. And yeah, they should get covered in paint over time and splatters and tests and stuff. Should be pretty fun. Alright, we've got a lot of stuff to look at here. I'm not sure if we're going to do just swatching or if we're going to get around to drawing. I'll see how long I've got because I'm just doing this on my lunch break. So firstly, I actually got this for Christmas, but I'm going to use this paper to test out my pastels. So it's like pastel paper. It's all kinds of off-white colours. I have used it once and it is really nice. Then the next one is also Strathmore mixed media, which I got myself, I can't remember when, maybe like a month ago. It's just like a mixed media pad. So we're going to use this to test on, because right now I don't actually have a sketchbook that I'm just using. I have a sketchbook that I've got for lots of different things, but not just for playing. So next thing we're going to look at, just because I'm super excited to try it, is some inks. So I got these Ecoline inks because I have been really enjoying using the Ecoline brush pens for Burbfest. So these are all of my brush pens. They're lovely. And a few of them, like this one and this one and this one, are running out because I use them so much. So I got a few colours because apparently you can refill them. Now, I haven't ever done this before, so I'm hoping it's not going to be a big mess. I didn't get the blue. That's literally the colour I needed and I didn't get it. 580 is the one that I actually needed the most. Uh-oh. Okay, well, that's fine. We have the green one, and then I have this blue here, which is a lovely blue. It's this one here, 533, which is, what name is it? Indigo. This pen doesn't need refilling right now, but I just got the ink because I love the ink so much and I thought it might be nice to test for like dip pen stuff. First, let's see if we can fill up the pens. I watched one tutorial on YouTube on how to do this. So I didn't even realise that these pens were refillable. Oh, actually, I'll show you quickly. So this is before. This pen is actually okay right now. It's this blue one that I really needed. You can see how dry it is. Can't believe I didn't buy this blue one. Oh well, it looks like I'll be making another Jackson's order. So I don't know how empty this is, like it looks quite juicy there, but I know this is one of the emptiest ones. So what you do, you take the lid off like this, and if you guys don't know, I only found this out myself by watching a video the other day. The lid has another, well, it's like a nib, like the upside down part of this nib, and you can rotate it around, like you can take the nib out and rotate it and put it back in, which I did not know. And then in here is just like a tiny hole. So I also bought these pipettes because I couldn't remember if these bottles had a pipette, but they do. So I pop these aside. They are super useful for other things though. And then the Ecoline ink. I watched a video and they said that it was in Spanish, so I was kind of like trying to translate. But basically I think you just put it in a drop at a time. And in the Spanish video that I watched, I think she was saying something about like, don't put it in too fast or it bubbles up and then it won't go in. I think like I mentioned, I was watching it in Spanish. I didn't have English subtitles, and I did live in Spain for like 2.5 years, and I like to think that I can understand Spanish, but when it's really fast and it's not about, you know, ordering food or directions to the bus station, it's a bit tricky sometimes. But this is going pretty well. Back on and give it a test. Oh, that's so much juicier. I don't know if you can see the difference. Yes, I like that very much. I won't do the rest because I don't actually think these don't need filling up right now. They're fine. But we can use these inks for my next purchase, which I have been super, like, I don't know, I've just been enjoying watching people do not calligraphy, like dip pen stuff or things with even like black felt pens, just like simple line drawings. And I used to like, I love my Bamboo pens. The glass dip pen definitely died twice. I shattered it. I shattered it on stream actually, if you guys were watching that live stream when I broke it. So I was looking online, and honestly guys, I have no idea how this works. I was looking on Jackson's for a dip pen and I found this one. It's like this red holder and it only fits 2 pens. They're drawing pens, they're drawing nibs. One is an N and one is a J. They're like drawing nib J, drawing nib N. I don't know the difference between them. They look completely the same to me, but we're just gonna go for it. They're really skinny. I'm not used to such a skinny pen, but we'll give it a go. All right, here we go. So dipping into the ink. Hopefully it holds the ink, and then, oh, is this going to be scratchy? Oh, it's not too bad. Problem is I never know what to, oh gosh, it does have a real scratchy feeling though. Oh, super scratchy. This is why I actually like the Bamboo, because Bamboo doesn't make that scratchy sound like this does. So I don't know the difference between the two. I just know one's an N and one's a J. So this is the N. So I'll just fiddle around with it for a couple of, just like a few lines, and then draw this little character. I don't know what he is, just a little character. And we're going to see if I can see a difference. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to notice any difference. It's just going to feel skinny and scratchy. Okay, this one feels, oh, this one feels a little bit nicer actually. Maybe. I'm honestly not sure if I'll ever use these, just because the feeling of it is so, ugh. I really want to get into dip pens, like use them more, because I really love my Bamboo dip pen. Maybe I should stick with the Bamboo dip pen, not try new things. Just stay in my lane, you know? Alright, well, that's a very awkward looking boy, but we did try the dip pen, so that's nice. The cardboard has its first victim, a blue splodge. I think one day this whole board will be covered in paint splodges is my wish. But since we have the inks out, let's give them a whirl. Let's get a paintbrush and let's see what the inks look like, because these are really lovely. And if you have Ecoline, we'll do a little test side by side to kind of see the difference between the ink and the brush pen. So this is the ink. You can make it super dark. And my water is over here is very dirty. But you can do pretty much anything like a normal watercolor or ink. And then this is the, let's make sure this is the right color. This one here next to it is the brush pen. So the brush pen is still quite inky when it's full, and then you can still take the water and kind of use it like watercolor. But the problem is, I feel like when you use the brush pen you have to work really fast because it does tend to soak into the page faster than the ink. But isn't that a gorgeous blue? I don't know if you can see it because of the light. Alright, next up is green. So this one is 666, which is an unfortunate number, but we can't blame the ink for that. So it's a lovely bright green. It looks a lot brighter as an ink than as a paintbrush, I can smush it in like that. Kind of used both of them together, that's cool. And then this one here, I'm very interested to see what this is like on its own. This one I think is called Beige as a dip pen. And it's just like a very watery, kind of like green brown. You can see how this would, you could like build up the colours over time, like let it dry and build it up. Goes with this colour here. See how different the pen is compared to the ink. Same colour, but just a lot stronger, because obviously you can use more of it. Apricot, which is one of my favourite colours of the inks. Look how gorgeous that is. It's like so bright. And then the brush pen to match is this one here. And the last ink I have is 381, which is Pastel Rose. Let's do something different. Let's get my very dirty water here, which is basically grey, and let's just like dip it in. So that's kind of cool. You can kind of put the brush pen into the water too. You can also do this thing where you take the nib of the brush pen and you can dip it into another colour, or you can do this. So you got the brush pen here, right? The pale one here. And you can kind of like draw the darker colour onto it. And then as you draw, it kind of fades like a gradient. So that's pretty cool. And then basically, if you just, to get the colour off, you just have to keep scrubbing, like just draw with the brush and it'll come off. Just make sure that your lids are on before you put them away. I made an oopsie. So next up, I've got some paints that I want to just swatch quickly because I haven't actually used them yet and I don't even know what they're like. The first three are the Jackson's Art Studio Acrylic Colour. Just like cheap acrylic paints. I just wanted to test them out. I don't know why I picked these three colours, but I did. It's almost like a Christmas themed thing. Bet Sienna, Olive Green and Unbleached Titanium. I said that weird. And then I also got from Casa, which is where I got this card from. I didn't want to just order a card, so they had these two in stock, which I really wanted. Again, Titan Green Pale and Titan Mars Pale. I won't swatch them because I know what they look like, but they are lovely colours. I did get another one, Titan Buff. So this is unbleached titanium. Probably would help if my water was clean. But yeah, it's just a lovely colour. These colours that are just kind of like pale, they're so nice to mix with other colours instead of using like a white. This colour looks very similar actually, so we can see. This one is unbleached titanium, so very similar name. No idea how to use it. Am I meant to break something? This is the lid. Oh wow, that was close. Okay. What I love about this is that it's in like a squeezy, like a ketchup bowl. I don't know why, I just love that. I love that so much. Okay, so this colour looks almost exactly the same. And it's very nice and thick. Oh god, it stinks. Okay, it smells bad, guys. It's not passing the smell test. That stinks. Yeah. Whew, stinky. Let me just check if this is stinky as well. It doesn't, it does have a smell, but it smells good. This one smells bad. Let's move on. Burnt sienna. Oh. We have fun, don't we? Right, exactly what I expected. It is a burnt sienna colour, but I wonder what it's like when we mix a little bit of this into it. I do really like these squeezy bottles actually. It kind of, because I love mixing on the paper. Like, I'm so lazy, I hate using palettes, like you know, like palettes. So the fact that I don't have to stick a paintbrush in anything is quite nice. And that is, it mixes quite well. It's got a good texture. I'm not an expert in acrylic paints, to be completely honest. Don't know if you noticed. But yeah, I can't really tell you about light fastedness, about pigments, anything like that. But I can say things like, yeah, it's got great texture. I like the colour. This one looks too thin. And my old favourite, that's a stinky one. So this one here is quite translucent. You can see the paper coming through. If I can zoom in a bit more. Zoom. So you can kind of see the paper coming through there. I don't not like it. Let's mix a little bit of this with it. I always like to see what the colours look like when they're mixed with like a lighter colour. So you can make some nice pastels. Okay, I think I put a little bit too much on the page there. I have a bit of a heavy hand. But yeah, that's okay actually. Quite nice. I like this colour, this olive green colour. Gotta be careful of using a lot of the paint though, just because it does come out quite generously. Lastly, let's see what these two colours look like together. A little bit of ketchup, a little bit of mustard. Smush them together. And yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't ever choose to use that colour anywhere. Do you guys want to see these ones too? I guess you do, right? Just in case. Okay, so I know what these look like. I already have, I have opened, I do have the paints on the other side of the room, but I can't be bothered to go get them. So this one is Titan Green Pale. Look how lovely it is. Love this colour. And there's something about the golden paints, like they're so thick and creamy. They're so nice, but oh geez, they're expensive. Some of the paints, right? Like I thought all tubes were the same price, like maybe £7–8. But some of the colours, I guess because they have different stuff in the pigments, they're so expensive, like £15–25. I think I saw one on there for like £52. I don't know what's in there, diamonds or something. So this one is Titan Mars Pale, and you know what? I think actually this colour and the red would go quite nicely. Okay, so this is my theory. I just came up with this theory now. If you think the paints are expensive, which I do, I'd love to have all the goldens in the world. Maybe you just need some high quality like paints you can mix in with the lower quality paints, because then you still get the creamy base, but you can just make up your own colours as you go. So that's really nice, and it looks really creamy. So those were all of my paints. Not all of them. I have more in my paint box, and I keep saying I'm going to use them and do big paintings. I just haven't got around to it. I was watching Sandy Hester last video, and she always has like 1,000 paintings on the go. I was just thinking, why don't I just start one day? Like, don't think, just start, and then once it's started, I can just have it up on my easel and just visit it like every so often. I should try that, shouldn't I? Paints are done. So on this very messy page that I just spilled ink on, I'm going to look at a few new Caran d'Ache colours that I got. I got a few. I wanted a purple because I have quite a lot of Caran d'Ache pencils. Where are they? Oh, they're here. I had my phone in it because I was filming. I film like this sometimes. This is a sneak peek for the film and setup video. I have all of these, and the only kind of purple colour I have is this, which is a bit on the pink side. And I don't really like purple, but I kept coming to situations where I didn't have a purple when I wanted one. So I got this one, which is kind of like a mauve. Actually, it's called Manganese Violet. I saw someone on Birdfest using this one here, Burnt Ochre 50%, which I thought was a lovely colour. I got this red because the only reds I have are like bright fire engine red and then dull reds. So I wanted like a really bright pinky red. So I got this Anthraquinine Carmine. And then I got Olive Brown 10%. I think I saw someone drawn with this too for Birdfest. And the last one is I got kind of like this golden yellow colour, because I do have quite a few yellows. I don't really use yellow much. I have these 3 yellows here. These 2 are basically the same. They're different colours, but they're basically the same. But I don't have like a yellowy colour. A yellow orange, apart from apricot, which is more apricot. So I just wanted to let you know, I did think about these. They weren't just impulse purchases. Which impulse purchases, I cannot speak today. Buying things impulsively is completely fine as well, but I do that quite a bit. So I'm trying to be a little bit more thoughtful, but still buy lots of materials because I'm addicted. Alright, so first colour is Raw Sienna. Raw Sienna. I always thought sienna was a pinky colour, but this one is like an orangey colour. It's very nice. It's kind of hard to see them on their own. Like I mean, it's not hard to see them, but it's hard to know where you'll use them or how you'll use them without taking, like having them with all the other colours you use on a daily basis. So I can look at the colour and I can think that's a nice colour, but it's not until I use it with other colours that I really know if I like it. This is 732. That one is olive brown 10%. It really doesn't look brown when it's at 10%, does it? This one's burnt ochre 50%. This is one of the colours I saw someone use. It's a really lovely colour. I have so many of these kind of like reddy earth tones, but hey, doesn't matter to get one more. This is that lovely pinky colour, Anthraquinone Carmine, and that is gorgeous. I definitely do not have a colour like that yet, so that's nice. 580. And lastly, we have the Manganese Violet, which, like I mentioned, not a super huge fan of purples, but this is a nice one. 112. I'm just noticing how this mixed media paper does with the pencil. It does create quite a lot of dust. I think that's because it's got a little bit of texture on it. But yeah, you can see if I press lightly, which I never do, I never draw lightly with pencils, but just so you guys can see kind of what the pencil looks like if you're not using such a heavy hand like I do. I'm just always scrubbing like this. But some people I know like to blend. I'm not really a blender. I don't really know how these pencils work for blending. I'm sure they're amazing for blending, but I never use them for that. So yeah, and then the last little pencil I got was this art graph pencil, which I saw, I think it was Sarah Dyer was using it. I think maybe she was using it with oil pastels, I can't remember, but it looked really nice, really thick and dark and really chunky, and also it's waterproof, so I thought that was kind of cool. I don't really do a lot of stuff with like watercolor or water soluble, but sometimes it's nice for a change. Oh, that is nice. I mean, my water is so dirty right now. It's basically paint. Should probably go and change it, but the kitchen is so far away. Here we go. It's kind of cool to like draw. I mean, that it's water soluble, but it doesn't really do anything. You have to kind of scrub at it to make it go. I think if you use like this, oh look at that, that's cool. and dip it into the water. Yeah, so see, it's nice and thick and dark, and water soluble. So if you guys are into that kind of stuff, I'm not super into it, but I think it would be good for mixed media stuff, maybe even like bushes and things, like if the paint was still wet and you were just to kind of put some branches in maybe, and it kind of all merges in like winter, or like it's raining and all the edges are like not really that defined, could work. Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm gonna try and use this quite a bit actually, I think. Wow, we just have an absolute mess. An absolute mess of swatch pages here. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these guys. I mean, I can definitely draw something over here. I'd have to probably paint something over these two. But this is the mixed media stuff, just in case you guys are wondering what this paper is like. Strathmore mixed media paper, 300 GSM. And I used quite a lot of water with this, and it is kind of like buckles a little bit. I mean, it's not massively buckling. I think it's okay, you know. Give that a go. So now we will move on to what we've all been waiting for, or at least what I've been waiting for. The pan pastels, dun dun dun. So I got some pan pastels, you can probably tell. But I got these guys for Christmas. So Martin got me this set for Christmas. I think it's called the drawing set. And basically it comes like this. This is the only thing I don't like about it. And actually I was going to ask you guys, does anyone know, can you get spare lids like this so I can just buy the lids for them? Because this comes as a stack and I find it extremely inconvenient. I understand why they did it, like very clever, but it's very annoying. So if anyone knows if you can buy extra lids, let me know. But it also comes with these little tools that you can see I've already done one swatching session, a very quick one on Christmas Day when I got them, because I was just too excited to wait, and then nothing else for the last month. So we're kind of looking at them together again. I did look at the swatches of these guys before I brought these guys. Also, I just want to mention that most of these colours, I would say 90%, so like at least 5 of these colours, were from Sarah Dye's Patreon. Sarah Dye had like this video a while ago where she looked at all of her pan pastels and she swatched them all out, and I basically went through that video. This was like 3 months ago now, maybe longer. I went through that video and I just wrote down, I added all the colours that I wanted to Jackson's, like at the wish list. This is impossible to get. This is impossible to get off. I went through and added all the colours that I wanted to Jackson's wish list, and then when I got these guys, a lot of these colours were also recommended by Sarah Dyer, so I just basically added a bunch more. I looked at these, which you can't see because they're not on camera. Alright, let's see, I'll pop these a little bit closer. I looked at all of these, which are very earthy, lots of kind of greys and browns, and I just kind of thought about what I was missing. So I figured I would get kind of like things that I thought I would need. So I got some more greens, I got a couple of blues, I got a lovely bright orange. I'm gonna open all the lids up and then we'll swatch them all together. It's time. I don't know why. I'm a little nervous. I've already swatched these before, but I don't know why. They're so expensive. They're really cool, but they're also really expensive and I don't know how to use them. So yeah, okay, we're just gonna go for it. Okay, so I'm just gonna swatch them and I'll try and tie the colours as I go. I don't really know how to use the tools because I haven't really used them yet, but it is interesting to use them. I used my fingers as well when I was swatching them at Christmas, and the difference between like your fingers, which pick up all the texture because I guess they can't get into the crevices, and then this little dude here is quite interesting. Now I know you're not meant to blow, so I'm going to try and not do that. Should I just do the numbers or the colours? I'll do the names. Payne's Grey. which everyone needs a Payne's grey in their life. This one here I'm pretty sure is meant to go on this thing. So let's open this up. I got this at Christmas. Just cut into it there. I feel like this is going to feel weird. It doesn't feel as weird as I expected. I don't know, it's like an extension of your finger. It's kind of strange. I know that you can also mix these together. I don't want to do that today just because I'm very short on time. But this is black. Very clearly black, that is. So I guess the idea is you just take this off and put another one on. Trying to pick the same one, you can kind of see the colours that I've been using. Oh, I like this flat one. You can kind of see like you can get rectangles with it almost. That's cool. Red iron oxide. I better do smaller swatches actually. Otherwise we're going to run out of room. That one is burnt sienna. And I'm going to do all the ones that I got at Christmas first because they kind of all go together. And then after I'll do the new ones. So you can kind of see a little bit of what I was trying to think in the decision making when I was looking at new pastels. I think a lot of these are going to be really nice though. And I'll go over with pencil in a bit and you can kind of see how that works. This one's burnt sienna tint. So a lot of the lighter ones are tints of the darker ones, I think. But if you guys have any tips or any, like I have watched people that do mixed media use these. I haven't watched people that just use pastels do them. This is raw umber tint. But if there's like a channel you think I would like or an artist that I should follow that does pastel stuff that you think is awesome, let me know and I'll check them out. Right now, I guess the only people that I really have watched that use the pan pastels are Sarah Dyer. I don't think Sandy Hester uses them. I could be wrong. Hannah on Instagram. Hannah, I've forgotten her last name on Instagram. Let me check. Hannah Flanagan uses them. Katie Moody, I know, just recently purchased some, and I saw her use them on YouTube. I can't remember. So yeah, I think those are the only people that I've seen so far. Have I done this one? I feel like there's more colours than I've done. I've done that, I've done that, I've done that. Did I skip this one? Raw umber. I definitely skipped this one. It's fine. So like if you use them just on their own without that, you can kind of, I think, go in and make them darker. I don't know. I don't know, can you? I think you can. And the last one I think I need to do is this one here, which is titanium white, which you may not even be able to see on this paper. But, oh, there's lots of different colours of this paper. Like, there's a darker one, so maybe this white would be really nice on it. I'm just going to write white. And then let's tip off some of this. I didn't tip it off, I just blew it onto the floor. Alright, so you can see this is what I got for Christmas. So lots of earthy colours, a lot of red colours, a couple of bluey greys, but nothing that really screams landscape, which is probably what I'm going to be using these for. So move over Christmas pan pastels. These are the guys I got myself. And I definitely think if I'm going to keep going into the pan pastel route, I don't know if I will. Maybe I'll use these and I'll hate them. Who knows? But if I do go into the pan pastel route, I probably will keep getting like some brighter colours. This is another question I had. If you use these pan pastels and use a lot of them, like a lot of colours, do you have to keep switching in and out, or can you clean these off somehow in between? Like, can I just scrub it on a piece of paper? Or do I have to keep opening these packets up and buying more and more of these and forgetting what colour goes with what pan pastel? It doesn't feel very like common sense to do that. Can I? Hello? It's almost like they don't want to be used. You should see my desk right now, such a mess. Outside of this frame, it is chaos. Okay guys, I don't think this fits. Does it? Hello? Can you go on for me? Oh yeah, like a glove. Alright, so we're going to try out one of the greens. Oh, guys, can I just do a close-up of this green? It's just so nice. Just like a sexy close-up. Oh yeah. So this one is bright yellow green shade. A lovely spring green colour. Now I know what you guys are thinking, April is exactly the same colour. These two. They're basically the same colour. This one is Hansa yellow shade, so maybe it will have more yellow. Can you hear the dog barking? Alright, it's very similar. This one is a lot more yellow actually, but very similar, very similar. So this one's Hansa yellow. If you guys have any colour recommendations that you think I'd like, also let me know. If I'm missing something, so if you're like, April, you really need this colour to draw some fill in the blank. Rocks, tigers, mountains, houses. Let me know if you have any suggestions. This one is my absolute favourite colour in any medium. I think it's probably my favourite colour. It's like the middle verdigris in Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils. Oh, I love it so much. It's Chromium Oxide Green Tint, which is a bit of a mouthful, but it doesn't stop it from being a lovely colour. Alright, this is, I think, the brightest colour I have, this lovely orange. Ooh, that is nice. I was going to say it's so pastel then, but I realised they're all pastels, aren't they? This one is just called orange, which, I mean, doesn't leave much for the imagination, but... And then guys, we have two more. They're both blue. One is this lovely pale blue. That's really nice. It could be like a lovely sky colour. So this one is ultramarine blue tint. Last one is another gorgeous blue. I'm not really like super into blues. Like they're not my favourite of the colours. I think if I was going to pick a favourite, like a favourite family of colours, I'd probably pick maybe the oranges. Maybe like oranges, pinks, browns. Not browns, but you know, like earthy colours. But a blue's nice. A blue is nice to have. And this one is ultramarine blue shade. So they're kind of like the same family, but this one's dark and that one's light. And then we are, I know I wasn't going to. Okay, I just totally spelled ultramarine wrong. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to try mixy mix, because I know that you can mix. So I'm going to do like a super light colour. And I'm just going to use this triangle here and use the light colour and blend it in to the dark colour and see how that works. And that's really nice actually. I actually really like that. I can see how this would work really well for backgrounds and stuff. So here are all my swatches. I think it's quite a nice collection of colours actually. Do you think this is a really good start? I think it's a really nice start, you know, to like landscape stuff. So one more thing I wanted to show you was when I swatched them before Christmas, what I was really impressed with, which the other pastels don't seem to do very well, is you can really draw over them. So like with the other soft pastels, you can smush them in and you can still draw over with a pencil, but not as well. Like you can honestly, you can just keep drawing on these. And I think actually even maybe the Caran d'Ache will go over them. Let's have a look. I don't know why I'm just drawing trees. It's just default, I guess. So I'm very excited to try these more. I think it's going to be really cool to add them into my collection. And I wish I had tried these before Pastels because I think I like them better. So I hope they enjoyed that little mini haul. It was kind of like a medium haul, but I feel like I should have done you a painting or something, or a picture to kind of show you how all the materials work together. But I'm super short on time right now. I just wanted to get something out for you today. So let me know which materials you liked. Do you have any of them, and do you have any suggestions for colours or things? And maybe I can pop them onto my next Jackson's art, because I did forget that blue ink, didn't I? So yeah, that was it. I think my favourite probably were the pan pastels. I'm really looking forward to playing with them more. Just gonna find the time, maybe next month or the month after. So that is all for me today. Hope you guys have a lovely rest of your week, and I will catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.